Let me just jump into the current state of affairs of the Philadelphia Eagles. I am sure you are hearing it maybe when you're walking out and about. I mean, Eagles fans are freaked out right now, Lane. What do you say to them right now?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say. I think the results speak louder than, anything I can say. But I think moving forward, we need to get back, or at least look at, what have we done that has been successful, what has worked and what hasn't worked. And, and have a good game plan for going against this defense. They do a lot of different disguises, coverages, blitzes. They have a great D line. So, I mean, we knew that coming in earlier in the year.
But I mean, what has been different in the last 2 months that the first 2 months we didn't really see?
Yeah, I felt like, maybe early in the year, even though, we've won games, we just felt like we were never at a consistency to where we were doing it. It felt like we always had more in the tank. There wasn't a game that you looked at and be like, wow, the Eagles have kind of maximized what they've done. So, I mean, I think moving forward, get back to, I think the run game. I feel like earlier in the year, if you get started early in the game with a run game, it's you have a lot more confidence staying with it throughout the game. So I think those are some of the key pieces. Like when we have been successful, we've done these things early and not waited until the second half.
What's your role in the locker room to affect this positive flip of a switch, Lane? What do you do?
Yeah, well, I feel like, there has to be a plan. And so you have to work on your deficiencies. I feel like that's what practice is for. So, where am I deficient as a player on the field, in the classroom, in the weight room, and go about that routine and stick with it. And then during the week, I think it's all about communication, with the coaches, going into the game plan together and knowing it wholeheartedly and playing fast and not thinking a whole bunch, but, playing fast and reacting.
What is Coach Sirianni saying that you're willing to share behind the scenes?
Yeah, I mean, as bad as it's been, this is do or die crunch time. And, when the pressure's on, hopefully, we fight a little bit harder and our will's a little bit stronger than what it has been, this past month and a half.
And, again, I don't want you to, I know this question might make it sound like I'm calling out your OC here, but the general sense, Lane, is that the team misses Shane Steichen on the offensive side of the football. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at last year, I feel like obviously this year's the schedule has been tougher. But I think collectively, when you go into a week, there's so many different coaches that are in on the game plan on the offensive side of the ball, and there's so much that goes into it. And so, maybe they make Brian the scapegoat, but collectively, when you look at a team, there's a lot of parts in it during the week. We get to see a fraction of it on Sundays, but there's a lot of people that are involved, including myself. So we know that going forward, and how do we fix it? We got to work together. Have no division whatsoever. If anything, when the pressure's on, we unify and play better as one. So, we have a week to do it. That's what the playoffs are for. So, it's time to play or go home.
Yeah, I know. It's not as if the locker room lacks people who have the experience and lacks talent. I mean, honestly, you take a look around that offensive line. Obviously, we just mentioned you and Kelsey and the rest of that offensive line, and Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and, again, Julio Jones and obviously Goddard and Swift. And I could go on and on here, and some of them are nursing injuries, but it's there. It's in the locker room, right? I mean, is that – am I wrong here?
Yeah, I feel the talent's there. I mean, when you look at, last year, even, how we played earlier in the year, the talent's there. But, as the season goes on, injuries do happen, circumstances happen. But, the losses that we've had, besides a few of them, were pretty close or to the end. So, like I said, when you develop a routine and you got to stay consistent throughout the year, we need to do a little bit better job with that. So if that means, being better in practice, being better in our day to day, like I said, the end result on game day is just, what your habits are during the week. So, like I said, this should have been done earlier, but, I have to do a deep dive on, what we're doing wrong, what we're doing well, and come together to fix it. And so, these past few weeks, we haven't done that, but beauty of it is that we have a chance. We played ourselves into the playoffs, and this is what it's for.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.